This review has been brought to you by Unique Performance. Also by GrimmSpeed, a mark in innovation. Well, today I'm reviewing the GrimmSpeed phenolic spacer for the Genesis Coupe 2.0T. Now, they make phenolic spacers also for the 3.8, so what I've got to say on this is pretty much going to cover those as well, except the 3.8s is a little bit thinner than this one. So what you get in the package is 3 replacement bolts, because this is a little bit thicker and the stock ones don't work with it. And they happen to include some lock washers on there for you too. And they include the spacer itself. Now, interestingly enough, when I received this, I happened to receive it while I was at my dealership, and I was meeting with some people from Hyundai, and they were kind of interested to see what it was and what exactly it did. And when I showed it to one fellow, he said, well, that'll do it, and that he's never seen a phenolic spacer with this kind of quality attached to it in terms of uniformity and minimalization to keep your excess down. They also kept all of the factory locations for fittings, so you know exactly which orientation it goes, because this actually can go in backwards and it will sit wrong and it won't work correctly. But they really liked it over at Hyundai, so I mean, they're not going to warranty approve it at any time soon, but it's nice to know that that the DSM and the service manager really liked it. I happen to agree with them now. What they've done is they've used a really thick phenolic material here, and by doing so, they limit the amount of heat transfer that goes between the engine block, which gets really hot, and the intake manifold, which by itself has no source of heat because the Genesis Coupe doesn't pump coolant through its intake manifold. In order to install this, though, the best bet is to get another one of these factory gaskets, and you sandwich the plate between 2 factory gaskets, and you got the intake manifold on one side and the block on the other. And that gives you make sure that you have no leak chance whatsoever. But according to GrimmSpeed, you can install it without any gaskets and it will work just fine, but they do recommend gaskets just for assurance. I really like this. There's not really a whole lot to say, but it does work. It does lower your intake air temperature. It does give you a little bit more power by dropping the temperature, reducing heat soak. And it also gives you a little bit more volume on the intake plenum. Not a whole heck of a lot, but it does give you a little bit more, which when you're going from throttle to closed throttle position to open throttle position, there's a little bit more air in there to so your engine isn't working so hard to get it. It's not going to make or break any records or anything like that, but a little bit does help. Now, they're claiming that the phenolic spacer can withstand 500 plus degrees Fahrenheit, and that the Hyundai engine runs around 200 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's guaranteed that it's never going to fail, it's never going to burn out or anything like that. There's not really much to say about a phenolic spacer, except that GrimmSpeed did an excellent job shaping it. And here's a factory gasket, which is what I'm assuming they used as a template. And you can see that it lines up perfectly. It is gasket matched, so it's not going to create any steps, it's not going to disrupt your airflow at all. All it's going to do is drop your AITs. And with that, I'm a very happy man. So special thanks goes out to Justin at GrimmSpeed, who provided the phenolic spacer for this review, as well as for the project Woodstock build. So you guys will be seeing this in one of the dev diaries when I'm showing everybody how to build a really good Genesis Coupe motor up. So look forward to more exciting products from GrimmSpeed through this entire process, and I'll be reviewing them right here in my YouTube and on the forums.